Smash Bros. Ultimate has over 75 characters, but I do believe there's going to be some character cuts. Which character do I believe considering that, it takes a long time to develop one character? Echoes, I don't think they're going to be cut. Why? Because Echoes would be pretty easy to program in, so we shouldn't count characters like Lucina being a race of a swap because she's essentially the same character as Bob. It is very easy to make. Same thing with Crom, and basically all Echoes will be excluded from this list. Considering that, Echoes are pretty easy to make, or at least I'll exclude Dark Pit and Lucina from this list, as all newcomers I think have a chance of being cut from the roster. So the first character, excuse me, and we'll start, excuse me for burping, and let's just start the top 10. So number 10, the first character on the roster, well, they don't have it by fighter number. It would much be easier if they had it by fighter number. But I could just go to the Smash Bros. Website, yeah, it'd be much more easier to do that, because there we go. The official website of Smash Brothers as well. So we are on the official website of Smash Brothers now. So now we'll start the list for real because they actually have the characters by fighter number, which will be much more easier to do if we were load. But the first character I think will be removed if the site will load. Well, the site loads, which now it is, you probably have to wait for a long time for the fighters. So there we go. So we have the fighters by numbers. So the first, no, now we'll get to how far we get to the list. Number 10, Pichu. And Pichu is the first character on this list, and it isn't really that surprising. Did anyone besides a very small vocal minority really want Pichu to be back? Pichu was only brought back to bring back every character in Smash Bros. Unless there was a massive, backlash, there'll be a massive backlash if any character gets removed from the game. But I think Pichu would be one of the most likely characters to be removed from the game, as Pichu was basically brought back to bring back every single character for Super Smash Bros. So, is one of the few characters that had not been included in Smash 4 and Smash Brawl. Unless, Nintendo decides, hey, let's put Pichu in the game, I think that Pichu is a very easy cut for the game. Next character, number 9. Next character is Hero. Why do I think Hero will be, no, not Hero, the other guy, Cloud. Both of them, both the Square Enix reps are owned by Square Enix, and we're lucky that we got Cloud to begin with in Smash Bros. Unless Square Enix wants to have another go of either of these characters, considering that Hero is much more important, has been much more prevalent on Nintendo consoles, Hero I think has very less likely. So number 9 is Cloud. Because Cloud hasn't really been on a Nintendo platform. I think if Square Enix wants to keep one of the characters, they'll keep Hero instead of Cloud. Or maybe both. So, number 8. The Wii era was a era that is some people's favorites and some people's least favorites, like me. Number 8, I think, has a very high chance of being removed is Wii Fit Trainer. Nobody likes this character. Of course, Wii Fit Trainer had to be brought back because we couldn't include every character in Smash Bros. If Wii Fit Trainer was cut from Super Smash Bros. Wii Fit Trainer is a character is kind of pointless and represents a game that people either old people played or certain other people played. Wii Fit Trainer is kind of one of the more as more time goes on, the Wii era goes away quicker or gets older and older. Wii Fit Trainer will kind of be one of those characters that will be left behind in favor of other more recent and newer characters. Unless Nintendo really wants to raise the swat on this character, I think Wii Fit Trainer will be going away. Number 7, Korn. People do not like this character. That's for sure. Korn is probably one of the least liked of the Fire Emblem characters besides Bailiff. I didn't put Bailiff on here because he was just announced for DLC, so I decided to put Korn instead. Corn is just a character that people don't like. Unlike Roy, which I think will probably come back because people will be demanding Roy to be coming back in the Smash Brothers, I also don't see the same fan base for Corn. He's just another boy. He's just one of the blandest characters on the roster. No offense to Corn, that's how he is. Number 6 most likely characters to be cut from the roster is Young Link. Young Link has even less of a reason to stay than Pichu. Pichu at least represents Gen 2. Young Link, he's just Link, but when he's a kid. Do we really need two versions of Link? Yeah, no, not two, three versions of Link, okay? It's just absolutely funny that half the Zelda characters are different versions in a weird way. Almost half the Zelda characters are different versions of Link. And do we really need three versions of Link when it can really make, it's just a pointless character that was only added in Melee because they wanted to add an extra Zelda character for Melee. So, Young Link is gone. Number 5, Snake. I am just shocked that this character returned in the first place. Snake was one of the three characters cut from Brawl Smash 4, others being Wolf, and ice climbers because they couldn't program ice climbers in the game. And people were shocked when a large amount of Brawl characters actually returned, such as Ike, Lucario, and even people were shocked that Sonic returned. And people and why did I not mention Lucas? Well, he was put as a DLC character, so he was eventually put into the game. Obviously, I don't think I just think that unless they really want to bring it back, Snake, it will probably be pretty hard to bring back Snake considering how Konami is with the IPs. Snake was, I bet instead it was the other way around, where Sakurai begged Konami to put Snake back for this one game, and as a one game deal to put Snake back into Smash Brothers. Number 4. These two characters fall under the same area, Simon and Ritzer. Well, they're Konami characters. Simon and Ritzer, of course, have a bigger connection with Nintendo than Solid Snake does, so I think they have a bigger chance of returning. I just didn't want to put Snake and Simon Ritzer in the same spot, so both characters have the same amount of chance of being removed. I don't have anything against these characters, though, but Konami, we all know how Konami is with the IPs, so I think it's pretty obvious of the characters that are being removed. Number 3. So, number 3, we'll be moving to the DLC territory. Number 3 is Terry. Why? Because I just think they decided to put Terry for the DLC factor. Nintendo is trying to make Smash Bros. Ultimate the ultimate Smash Bros. Game. I think there'll be some pretty significant cuts. The DLC characters will probably be the first ones to be cut, considering the DLC characters. So, Terry sadly will be cut. So, number 2. Number 2, the most likely character to be cut is Quam. Yes, we have 3 characters from Fire Emblem Awakening. All 3 of them are our fan favorite characters, and 2 of them are Echo characters. I don't think Robin is going anywhere anytime soon, considering he is the only Fire Emblem character to not be a sword fighter. So, we're stuck with these 2, Lucina and Quam. Unlike Lucina, which takes almost absolutely no work, Crom and Roy are actually two pretty different characters. The recovery is different as well, and a few of the moves are different, so they're almost clones, but Crom, for some reason, I just don't think he's returning. Number 1 is Joker. Why do I think Joker is the number 1 character to be removed in Smash Bros? Well, it's simple. Joker has never been on a Nintendo console. Persona 5 is not a Nintendo console. I'm still baffled to this day how Nintendo got this character to be in Super Smash Bros. And yeah, that's pretty. And honorable mentions is Banjo-Kazooie. As long as Phil Spencer is the CEO of Microsoft, I think and considering how Microsoft's relationship with Nintendo has actually improved over the years, considering that they have to compete with even more dangerous threat called PlayStation. I don't think Banjo-Kazooie has an extremely high chance of being removed, considering that a lot of people would complain that Banjo-Kazooie would be removed, but I think a lot of people would understand that Microsoft doesn't want Banjo-Kazooie in this one game. So, also Microsoft should try to bring back the franchise. The next character is Incineroar. Why? Because Nintendo could do the sole thing like they did and borrow or replace Pokemon with another Pokemon just to simply make the roster smaller. Another character that could be easily be removed is Sadly Wolf because he was cut and brawl. I think they just bought, he is a villain, so I think he doesn't have a high chance of being removed. But come on, he was cut and Smash 4, so yeah, that's why. And the next character that everybody was saying that could have been cut was Ryu. But I don't see him going anywhere like Mega Man, considering that Capcom and Nintendo's relationship has kind of improved, and I think Capcom, just like Sega, will continue putting the characters in Smash Bros. Hey, wait, why did I put Joker at number one? But I said Atlas is a different company despite being owned by Sega. Which is why I didn't mention Sonic or Bayonetta because both of those characters are owned by Sega. But why did I mention Joker? Well, that's because that Sega at least has to get Atlas's permission to be in Smash Bros. And it's just kind of weird we had this character that has only been on the PlayStation before to be in Smash Bros. Cloud at least has been at least on free Nintendo games as Nintendo game consoles, and also got a Final Fantasy VII version of Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. So that means Final Fantasy VII is on the Switch as well, validating, making Cloud. But Persona 5 has not been on Nintendo console, which makes its chances the highest. And why did I not mention Piranha Plant out of all the 5 DLC characters? Well, I think Sakurai will probably keep this character in Smash Bros. Because he put a ton of work into creating this character, and I do believe that Nintendo, that with Smash Brothers, I think that it's pretty kind of like how Pokemon is, but I think there will kind of be a massive cut, considering that there's already 75 characters, and by the end of the DLC pack there'll be 81 characters in Smash Brothers. Of course, which means, and of course, Nintendo cannot always expand and expand forever. That's what Nintendo, thinks they, would want to do, but again, it would cost more and more work and more precious development time to develop new characters. Is why there's the least amount of newcomers in Smash Bros. Ultimate, because they had to take all the time adding all these new characters. Of course, here's the thing. Reusing characters isn't very hard. All we really have to do is take the. I wouldn't be surprised if all the characters are stored in a development asset to make some of the characters easy to port in, like Mario, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and all they have to really do is change a few aspects on them, and all the development really goes into the new stages and characters. But I think Nintendo went all out on this game, as well with the whole world of white stickers and all, and spirits and all that stuff. Changing characters, movesets, mouse stats, and everything very rapidly. So that's basically it. So I don't want any characters to be cut in Smash Bros. To be honest, but I think kind of like Pokemon. Eventually, the development time will be too much for Nintendo to handle. Too many characters to develop. So Nintendo will eventually have a rounded number of characters they're going to have to keep in, while cutting around 10 characters per game and adding around 10 characters, meanwhile adding more for DLC later. So that's basically it. Goodbye.